welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena. And for today's video lecture, we are going to focus on geometry. So specifically, we are going to tackle some basic ideas in geometry. And we are going to make use of the book entitled Geometry by Larson, Boswell, and Stiff. So let's proceed with the very first. Actually, this is not the first topic in the module that I sent you, but since the first topic is all about inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning, making conjectures, those topics were already discussed during our logic and set theory course, and a video material is already uploaded for the topics inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, and making conjectures. So, hindi ko na siya i-discuss. So, for geometry, we are going to start with points, lines, and planes. So, this is goal number 1, using undefined terms and definitions. So ano ang definition? A definition uses known words to describe a new word. In geometry, some words such as point, line, and plane are undefined terms. Although these words are not formally defined, it is important to have general agreement about what each word means. Let's start with a point. A point has no dimension. It is usually represented by a small dot. And when you are naming a point, we usually use a capital letter alongside with the small dot. Lagi lang siyang kalapit. We are going to show some representations of points, lines, and planes later on. So, doon naman tayo sa line. A line extends in one dimension. It is usually represented by a straight line with two arrowheads to indicate that the line extends without end in two directions. In this book, or in the reference that we are going to use, lines are always straight lines. And take note that a line has no measurement. It has no length. Magkakaroon lang siya ng length if you have two endpoints. And then, we are going to discuss the definition pag meron na siyang dalawang endpoints. Pero pag sinabi nating line, mag-extend lang siya indefinitely on both direction. Hindi yan titigil. Wala yang katapusan. Now, let's talk about planes. A plane extends in two dimensions. It is usually represented by a shape that looks like a tabletop or wall. Usually, ang representation ng plane ay parallelograms or sometimes rectangles. You must imagine that the plane extends without end, even though the drawing of a plane appears to have edges. So just like the idea of lines na hindi siya natatapos, mahabang-mahaba siyang linya na hindi mo alam kung saan magtatapos. Ganon din si plane. Para siyang yung ground. Di ba yung ground natin, hindi natin alam kung saan yung magtatapos? Pag tinignan mo yung kalsada, na dire-diretso, may horizon lang, pero hindi mo alam kung saan siya magtatapos. Ganon din yung idea ng plane. Para siyang line na on all directions, nag-e-extend siya. Pero, wala siyang katapusan. Okay? Now, let's go to the representation. So, sabi ko nga kanina, si point, ito yung unang representation natin, si point A. Pag magdodrawing ka or magre-represent ka, gagawa ka ng model ng point, tuldok lang yan. So, isa lang siyang period. Tapos, sa katabi niya, merong uppercase letter. So, this is called point A. Now, doon naman tayo sa line. So, dalawa yung representation ng line. Pwede kang mag-represent ng line using lowercase letters, usually in cursive siya. So, in this example, we are naming this line, line L. So, line L, yung cursive na small letter, kalapit lang din siya ng representation mo ng line. And as I've said earlier, hindi siya nagtatapos. So, meron dalawang arrowheads on both sides. Now, there is another way of naming lines. You can also name it according to the points contained within the line. So, yung line L natin, meron siyang dalawang points. We have A and B. Pwede mo siyang pangalanan na point AB. So, it passes through points AB, but it extends indefinitely on both directions. Okay? Now, let's talk about the representation of this third element, plane. Again, dalawa yung representation niya. Isa ay by use of an uppercase letter. If you see an uppercase letter on one of the corners of a parallelogram, yun yung pangalan ng plane. Usually, malalaman mo na siya yung pangalan ng plane kasi wala siyang kalapit na point. So, hindi lang siya basta point on the plane. It is the name of the plane. Unlike point A, point B, and point C, na nandun sila sa loob ng plane, pero wala sila sa isa dun sa apat na corners. Si B, mukhang nasa lower left corner siya, but it is accompanied by a dot, which means that B is just a point on the plane, but not the plane itself. So this is plane M or plane ABC. Pwede rin siyang pangalanan na plane BCA o kaya plane CAB. Baka makaisip pa kayo ng ibang pangalan dito sa plane na to. As long as you are using the 3 non-collinear points, good yun. Pwede siyang maging pangalan ng plane natin. Pwede siyang maging plane ACB or anything. Basta hindi mag-uulit yung points. Okay? Now let's continue. A few basic concepts in geometry must also be commonly understood without being defined. One such concept is the idea that a point lies on a line or a plane. Collinear. So, inside this term, nandun yung word na line. So, pag sinabi nating collinear, ibig sabihin, nasa iisang line lang sila. So, these are points that lie on the same line. So, let's have an illustrative example. So, for example, I have here a line. Let's name this line N. So, this line N has 3 points in it. So, that is letter R, letter E, letter N. Or point R, point E, and point N. Since point R, point E, and point N are all contained in line N, therefore R, E, N are collinear points. Ayan, nasa iisang points lang sila. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na non-collinear. Sulat ko lang siya dito sa tabi. Kasi hindi ko pala siya naisama sa definition. So, we have non-collinear points. So, pag sinabi naman nating non-collinear points, ito naman yung, syempre, hindi contained sa isang line. So, gawa ulit tayo ng isang representation. So, kapag ka non-collinear points naman, say for example, we have line M. Tapos si line M, meron siyang points, okay, magandang points. A, ayan, si point A, si point B, tapos nandito si point C. If you will take notice, point C is not contained in line M. Therefore, A, B, and C are non-collinear points. Unlike points R, E, and N na nasa isang line lang, which are collinear points. Now, let's go to the next concept, coplanar points. So, kung ito ay galing sa word na line contained on the terminology, ay line, dito naman sa terminology natin dito, ang word na contained naman sa kanya ay not just plan, it is plane. So, planar points are points that lie on the same plane. So, katulad nung example natin kanina, meron tayong plane M. And then, inside plane M, meron tayo ditong B, ito si A, Ito si C. So, A, B, and C are all in plane M. So, therefore, A, B, and C are coplanar points. But, what if we are given with non-coplanar points? Ano naman yung example nito? Ay, ayaw niya sumulat. Halimbawa, meron tayo ditong isang plane. So, tawagin ulit natin siyang M. Hindi. Tawagin natin siyang L. Yan. Tapos, meron ditong dalawang points. Si D, si E. Tapos, may isang line na nagpa-pass through sa kanya. Imagine niyo na meron kayong papel na tinusok ng ballpen. Ayan, ito yung ballpen. Nag-pass through siya or tumagos siya dun sa plane natin. So, this is a line. And contained in this line, nandito si point F. Ayan, nandito si point F. So, D, E, and F are non-coplanar points because they are not contained within the same plane. Nasa ibang plane contained si F. Hindi siya the same as the plane containing D and E. Okay? Let's continue. Naming collinear and coplanar points. Ayan, yung pinakita ko kaninang illustrative example. Mas malinaw yun nandito. Sabi ko nga, para siyang papel na tinusok ng ballpen or tinusok ng lapis. Meron kang isang line, representation ng line, yung ballpen or yung lapis. Now, this is what we're going to do. Name 3 points that are collinear, name 4 points that are coplanar, and name 3 points that are not collinear. So, start tayo dun sa letter A. Tapos, i-define natin mamaya kung tama yung magiging sagot ko dito. Kasi, dun sa susunod na slide, nandun yung solution from the book. So, start tayo sa letter A. Letter A, letter A. So, name 3 points that are collinear. Nasa isang line lang daw. Meron tayo ditong dalawang lines. Yung isa ay passing through DF. Of course, passing through E rin. Tapos yung isa naman, passing through HE. If you will take notice, CH at CE, dalawang points lang sila. Wala tayong isa pang point na contained nung line that contains them. So, ang pwede lang nating maging sagot ay si D, si E, at saka si F. Kasi kapag ka dito ka tumingin sa line na to, si HE, dalawa lang sila. Now, let's go to letter B. Name 4 points that are coplanar. Aside from the plane containing GDE, wala nang ibang plane na nag-exist kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung pangalan ng plane na nagko-contain kay HE. Pwede tayong gumawa ng isa pang plane containing HE and another point in the given plane containing GDF. Pero, 3 points lang at most yung pwede natin gamitin. Kasi pwede kang gumawa dito ng plane eh. When you are making planes, all you need are 3 non-collinear points. So, magkakaroon ka dito ng plane containing HGE. Pwede ka rin magkaroon ng isa pang plane containing HEF. Tapos, pwede ka pa magkaroon ng isa pang plane containing HED. Napakaraming possibilities. 'Di ba? Pwede ka nga rin magkaroon ng ng isang plane pa containing H, G, and D. Mas maganda to kung magkakaharap tayo kasi pwede tayong gumawa ng napakaraming planes using papers. But hopefully, you are getting the image. Yan. Pwede na tayong gumawa ng plane na HGD naman yung points na pupuntahan. Parang may mga rectangles ka dyan. Parang kang makakabuo ng pyramid. Ganun. Kung nai-imagine nyo yung mga um, ano ba yun? Plane surfaces ng pyramids. Parang ganito yun. Ganito yung mangyayari sa kanya. Now, let's go back to the question or to the item. So, you have to name 4 points that are coplanar. So, from our representation kanina, at most 3 points lang yung pwede nating magawa. Kung gagawa tayo ng ibang planes containing HE and another point in the plane. So, ang isang possibility lang na magkakaroon tayo ng 4 points if we use the points on the given plane. Ito, yung parallelogram natin. Which are the points D, E, F, and G. So, ito lang yung pwede mong maging 4 points on the plane. So, we have D, E, F, and G. Now, let's go to letter C. For letter C, you have to name 3 points that are not collinear. Ang dali lang nito. Bakit? Ay, nabura siya. Saglit. Hindi yun yung gusto kong burahin. Ito lang. So, name 3 points that are not collinear. So, si D, E, F, collinear sila. Hanap ka lang ng isang point na hindi contained nitong line na to. So, pwede nga maging sagot natin sa kanya ay si D, E, G. Or yung iba sa inyo, pwede rin naman na ang isagot ay si E, F, G. Pwede rin naman na ang maging sagot natin ay si D, F, G. Ayan. Yung mga set na yan, si D, E, F, si E, F, G, tsaka si D, E, F, lahat sila hindi collinear. Hindi sila contained on the same line. Tapos may isa pa tayong line dito, si H, E. Pwede mo rin maging set si H, E, tapos any point outside of the line H, E. Pwede mo siyang i-partner with G, with D, or with F. So, pwede siyang H, E, G, pwede siyang H, E, D, pwede rin siyang H, E, F. So, anything na wala dun sa given na line. Okay? So, balikan natin yung technique. Sabi ko nga kanina, hanap ka lang ng line. So, ang line natin ay DE. Tapos, maglagay ka lang ng isang point na hindi contained ni DE. Si F contained din siya ni DE. So, pili ka lang kay G tsaka kay H. Ano pa yung ibang line mo? Meron ka ring line DF. So, si E, contained na siya ng line DF. So, pili ka na lang ng partner with H and G. Ano pa yung isa mong line? Line HE. Pili ka ng mga points na hindi kasama ni HE. Which could be D, F, or G. Kung creative ka, makakahanap ka pa dyan ng ibang non-collinear points. Kasi 'di ba, pwede kang magkaroon ng line segment HG. Si HG, si line segment HG or si line HG, hindi siya collinear with E. Si point H at G, hindi siya collinear with E kasi wala si E sa HG. Kung gusto mo pang i-extend, pwede pang iba. Ano pa yung ibang pwede? Meron kang H and F. Diba? So, pili ka ng isang point na hindi contained ni HF. Pwedeng si HFG, HFD, HFE. Ano sa'yo yun? O, diba? Ang daming pwedeng maging sagot. Punta tayo dun sa solution from the book. So, this is also included in your module. So, these are the possible solutions. Sabi ko nga dito, di ba, there are many correct answers. Nasa sa inyo na yun kung gaano kayo ka-creative, kung gaano karami yung pwede nyong i-enlist, kung gaano katalas yung mata nyo. Ayan. Another undefined concept in geometry is the idea that a point on a line is between two other points on the line. You can use this idea to define other important terms in geometry. So let's consider the line AB. So take note, if we are talking about lines, ang atin pong notation, i-review ko lang kayo ulit kasi ah, magiging definite na po tayo sa mga symbols na gagamitin natin. If we are talking about lines, yung nag extend indefinitely on both direction, pagandahin ko lang yung symbol ko. Ayan, may dalawang arrowheads tayo on opposite directions. Pero pagka line segment na siya, pag line segment, hindi na yan nag extend. So, mawawala na si arrow. Ganyan na lang siya, line. Wala na siyang arrowhead. Yung line segment, pwede mo ring i-drop yung word na line. Pwede mo na lang din siyang tawagin na segment. So, it is symbolized by segment AB. Ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung mga points outside A and B. Putol na siya dito sa AB. So, kapag meron kang segment, magkakaroon ka ng definite na length. Okay? So, if you have 2 points on the line, you can measure the length between those 2 points. But if you have a line segment, so kung ang susukatin mo, kung meron kang line, kung ang susukatin mo ay si line AB, hindi mo yan masusukat. Kasi mag-extend yan indefinitely on both direction. Pero si segment AB, pwede mo siyang sukatin. Okay? So, ngayon, doon naman tayo sa isa pa. We have the terminology endpoints. So, yung mga point on the line na magsisilbing boundary nung segment mo. So, di ba ang point on the line natin ay si A, point A, at saka si point B. So, ito yung dalawang magiging limits mo or boundary mo. Sila yung tinatawag nating endpoint. Yung hangganan nung segment. Ibig sabihin, cut na siya on those points. Hindi na siya mag-extend. Now, let's go to ray. The ray AB is symbolized by AB. So, pag ray, punta lang siya sa isang side. So, laging ang ginagamit natin na symbol ay arrowhead na pointing to the right. So, ngayon, baka magkaroon ng tanong, paano kung ito yung given na ray? Wag natin siyang gawing AB. Gawin natin siyang RN or NR. So, paano mo ito papangalanan? Alin ang tama? So, is it NR or RN if you are going to make use of this symbol? So, is it the first one or the second one? So, kung magpapangalan ka ng ray, tapos ganito yung itsura niya, nag-extend siya ay to the left, ang titingnan mo ay yung endpoint. So, ang endpoint niya, yung hindi mag-extend on the other direction, sarado is R. Sarado siya sa R. So, you are going to make use the second notation. So, R, N. So, this is ray or N. Ibig sabihin, ang endpoint niya ay R. Tapos, mag-extend siya indefinitely through N. Ayan. So, the ray AB symbolized by this one consists of the initial point, A, and all points on AB that lie on the same side of A as point B. So, ito si initial point or si endpoint A. Tapos, lahat ng points na dadaan kay B. Tapos, mag-extend indefinitely. Okay? So, again, sabi ko nga kanina, depende sa endpoint mo or sa initial point mo yung pagpapangalan. So, hindi depende sa arrow. Hindi tayo limited lang sa horizontal vertical lines eh. Pwede tayo magkaroon ng ray na ganito yung itsura. 'Di ba? D, C. So, ito, pwede mo itong pangalanan na initial point D passing through C. Okay? Isa pang example. L, M. So, si initial point ay L. So, dito siya sa left, tapos dadaan siya kay M. Laging kung sino yung dadaanan, yun yung nasa ilalim nung may arrow. Okay? Okay. So, note that line AB is the same as line BA, and AB is the same as BA. However, if you have ray AB and ray BA, these are not the same. They have different initial points and extends in different directions. So, si A ay initial point for ray AB, si B ay initial point for ray BA. So, magkaibang ray sila. Okay? Opposite rays sila. So, if C between A and B, then CA and CB are opposite rays. So, meron tayo ditong CA, tapos CB. If they are sharing the same initial point but are extending indefinitely in opposite directions, then they are opposite rays. Paano nyo malalaman na opposite ray? Paano kung ganito yung graph? Meron kang A, C, at saka B is CA or R, ray CA and ray CB opposite rays? No, hindi na sila opposite rays. Bakit? Kasi hindi na sila contained on a single line. Dapat, collinear points si A, C, at si B. Tapos, mag-extend sila on opposite directions for them to be called opposite rays. Okay? So, like points, segments, and rays are collinear if they lie on the same line. So, any two opposite rays are collinear. Segments, rays, and lines are coplanar if they lie on the same plane. Ilang minutes na ako? Oh my God, 26 minutes na. So, got an example. Drawing lines, segments, and rays. Draw 3 non-collinear points JKL. Again, mamaya ko i-reveal yung solution from the book. So, drawing tayo dito ng J. Uh, tapos nandito si K. Ayan. Ito si J, ito si K. Tapos lagay natin dito si L. Yan. O, diba, hindi sila collinear points kasi wala sila sa iisang line. Tapos mag-drawing daw tayo ng line JK. Gumamit kaya tayo ng ruler para, di ba? Hindi ako masyadong nahihirapan paglilinya. Meron tayong ruler dito eh. So, on your activities in this subject, you will be required to use ruler. Kasi, gusto natin maging definite dun sa pagiging straight ng mga linya natin. So, this is our first line. This is line JK. Parang gusto ko pala siyang mas pagandahin. Yan. Pwede naman eh. Drawing lang tayo dyan. Ano ba yan? Sorry. Nahin ko na munang i-drawing yung line. Saka ako siya lalagyan ng letter. Kasi ayoko nag-overlap sila. So, this is line J, K. Ayan. This is point J, point K, point L. Tapos ito si line JK. Pwede mo rin siyang tawaging line KJ. Next, let's draw segment KL. So, si segment KL naman, wala naman siyang arrowheads. Ganito lang yung kailangan mong gawin sa kanya. Ay, nako. Hirap mag-align. Hindi kasi ito napapaliit eh. Sorry. Magtatagal tayo. Konti na lang. Ayan. So, draw a line passing through K and L. Tapos, hindi ka na mag-extend kasi line segment lang siya. Tapos, doon naman tayo sa LJ. So, sino si LJ or ano itsura ni LJ? Ray LJ. So, ang initial point natin ay si L, tapos dadaan daw siya kay J. So, this is the initial point L. And we are going to pass through J. So, si L, hindi siya mag-extend. Dito lang talaga siya. Pero pagdating kay J, i-extend na natin siya. Tapos may arrowhead siya. So, this is the representation of line JK. Dalawang arrowheads. KL, walang arrowhead. Segment lang sila. Tapos, Ray LJ. Initial point si L, mag-extend siya indefinitely, passing through J. Okay? I hope that was clear. So, ito. Yan. Ito yung solution niya. Ganito yung itsura. Medyo hawig naman. Now, let's draw opposite rays. Draw two lines, label points on the lines, and name two pairs of opposite rays. So, walang sinabi kung ano yung mga gagamitin nating pangalan ng points. So, free tayo. Ako na lang yung mag-iisip. Siyempre, dahil ako yung nagpe-present, pangalan ko yung gagamitin ko. Sa'yo ako mag-isip masyado. Yan. Maglagay ulit tayo dito ng ruler. Tapos sabi natin, pag opposite rays, dapat contained lang sila on one line. So, meron tayo ditong isang line. Tapos, ang gusto kong mga points ay si point R, si point N, tapos in between, nandun si point E. Ayan. So, ano yung pangalan ng opposite rays natin? Of course, we have the first ray. Ito. So, lagay ko siya ganyan. Para kita nyo. Nilagyan ko siya ng E. Yan. Actually, that magko-coincide lang siya dito eh. Yan, lapit ko lang siya. Ito yung isang line natin. Si E, R. Bakit hindi RE? Kasi ang initial point niya ay E. So, this is the first ray, ER. Punta tayo dun sa pangalawang ray. So, si pangalawang ray from E, going through N naman siya. Ito naman yung susunod natin na ray. So, si ray EN. Marami pa kayong pwedeng mabuo. For example, ito. Meron kang tatlong point. R, S, T. So, ang dalawang ray mo dyan ay si ST, initial point, syempre si S, at saka si SR. Ayan yung mga opposite rays natin. I hope that was clear. So, ito yung solution from the book. Ang ginamit sa kanya ay, 2 pairs pala, sorry. Ayan. Isang pair pa lang pala yung nagawa ko dito. Ito, isang pair pa siya. Pero, hindi sila contained on one line. Halimbawa, extend natin siya. Passing through Eden. Gamitin na nga ulit natin to. Wala, dito ko na lang din nilagay yung kanina. Lagay tayo ng isa pang line. Red ulit. Passing through E. Gusto kong letter ay D. At saka M. Ayan. So, ang dalawa pa nating opposite rays ay si ED at saka si EM. Okay? I hope that was clear. May kasunod pa ba tong slide? Ay, meron pa. So, 2 or more geometric figures intersect if they have 1 or more points in common. The intersection of the figures is the set of points the figures have in common. So, this is goal number 2, sketching intersections of lines and planes. So, modeling intersections. Use 2 index cards, label them as shown, and cut slots halfway along each card. So, kung meron kayong index card dyan na available, pakidrawing lang ito sa index card nyo. So, meron tayo dito ang point CGD contained in one line. So, they are collinear. Tapos, may cut ka dito from B to G. Kasi dyan mo i-insert yung GA. If my phone will allow me, try ko i-model to dun sa video kung kakayanin siya. So, pag in-insert mo sila, ito yung open na slot. Ayan, kung nakikita nyo. Tapos ito yung open na slot dito. Iaano mo siya, i-insert mo siya. Tapos makakabuo ka ng ganito. Now, the question is, what is the intersection of line AB or line segment AB and line segment CD? So, asan si AB? So, si AB ay ito. Ayan. Tapos, intersection daw niya with line CD. Ito si CD. So, ito siya. Ayan. So, ano sa tingin niyo yung point of intersection niya? If your answer is a point, then you are correct. So, that is the same with AB and EF. Ang point of intersection din niya ay point. Now, slide the cards together. What is the intersection of CD and EF? Ano naman daw ang intersection ni CD at saka ni EF? Ayan. CD tapos EF. Ayan. So, what do you think? What is the intersection? Okay, if your answer is again a point, then you are correct. Now, what is the intersection of planes M and N? So, ano yung intersection nitong dalawang planes na to? Lagyan natin siya. Ay, nabura. Lagyan natin siya ng figure. So, ito si plane N. Ito si plane M. So, nung nag-intersect sila, ayan. Ano yung nabuo nila nung nag-intersect sila? So, ano yung point of ano yung itsura ng intersection nila? So, di ba ito? Ayan. So, ano to? This is a straight edge. This is a composition of many points. Then, the point of intersection of 2 planes is a line. So, doon na tayo sa dulo. Or CD and EF coplanar. This is CD. This is EF. So, si CD ay nandito sa plane M. Si EF ay nasa plane N. Are they coplanar? No. Because they are contained in different planes. One is in plane M and the other is in plane N. Okay? So, gawa tayo ng summary. What is the intersection of AB and CD? So, pagka nag-intersect, ang dalawang lines, intersection of lines, lagi silang mag intersect at a point or point. Intersection of two lines. I-define ko dito ha. Two lines. Intersection of two lines, lagi yang one point. Ito, line ulit, C, D, E, F, edi point pa rin yung sagot. Tapos pagka nag-intersect naman ay dalawang plane, intersection of two planes, lagi naman silang magkakreate ng line. Okay? So, pag ang tanong sa inyo ay point of intersection, tapos napansin nyo na ang nag-intersect ay dalawang line, ang sagot doon ay point. Pag ang tanong sa inyo ay intersection of two planes, laging ang sagot ay line. When two planes intersect, they intersect at a line. When two lines intersect, they intersect at a point. Okay? Okay. Let's move forward. Sketching intersections. Oh my God, magda-drawing ako. A line that intersects a plane in one point. Kanina pa natin to dino-drawing, yung kanina ko pa sinasabi. Meron kang papel, tinusok siya ng lapis or ng ballpen. So, this is plane R. Gawin natin yung plane R. Tapos, meron ka ditong, isang line. Yan, nag-pass through. Ito yung line. Ito yung point of intersection niya. Tapos, tumagos siya dun sa ilalim. Yan. This is line A. Pangalanan natin siyang C. Tapos ito ay S. Yan. Plane R. Tapos may line CS. Tapos, we have letter B, two planes that intersect in a line. Oh, mahirap to. Meron kang isang plane. Ako, naghahang na siya. Ito yung una mong plane. Let's call this plane B. Tapos may isa pang plane. Ito yung isa pang plane. Bagawin natin yung kulay. Para mas visible siya. Hindi ako masyadong magaling mag-drawing eh. Pero mamaya, gumamit tayo ng mga figures. Ito naman yung isa pang ito yung isa pang plane. Okay. So, this is plane C. Okay. So, two planes that intersect in a line. Pangalanan natin yung dalawang point of intersection. Ito ay C. Hindi. D. At CA. Okay? I hope that was clear. Okay, so ito yung suggested na sketch nung book. So obviously, mas maayos yung sketch nila compared to mine. I am still learning how to draw using this app. So hopefully, uh, by midterm, sana marunong na ako mag-graph ng maayos using this app. So I think this is the last slide for our presentation. Ayan, tamang-tama for one discussion. Naka 44 minutes na tayo. Thank you very much for listening and I hope you learned something today and see you next time. Bye.